So we'll go ahead and get started with Dr. Tanika.
Okay, so always challenging going towards the end, right? Because everybody's already dropped all these great nuggets. So I'm going to try not to repeat, but re-emphasize a couple of things in a little different way. So I know on one of my last Facebook Live shows, Slaaying is a Journey, we sort of talked about some of this and how do we end the year in a way that we have a jump start for the next year, but not ending this year stuck and overworked and frustrated, right? And one of the things that came to mind when I was thinking about this is a new term, well, it's debate on if it's a new term or not, called quiet quitting. You hear it a lot in the workplace, right? And it's all around people. Basically, we start pulling back emotionally and we're not intelligently engaged. We're doing the bare minimum to get whatever it is we got to get done. And to me, that is the start of being stuck for whatever reasons, right? In the workplace, there's reasons. While we do it in our private life, there's reasons, but we quietly quit. We don't just stop and drop out life, but we just do the minimum of what we have to do. And I was like, you know what? I'll be doing that sometimes. I don't know about y'all, but I raise my hand saying that I do that sometimes, right? Especially when I'm getting, thank you, Walter. Ooh, help me out, tribe. When I get overwhelmed and stuff like that. And so thinking of it from that perspective, I was like, so what do we do then? And I think I've heard it in a couple different ways. How I say it is, I go to my tribe. That's one place that I have to remember that I'm not alone. So I go to my tribe, and I go to, for me, because that's my faith, my God, right? Help me. I am in this quiet quitting mode and getting stuck. And hello, tribe, hold me accountable, because we need those in our lives who can hold us accountable to help us see where we're doing special stuff, right? That's stopping our sleigh. I think another thing is, it's something I challenge some of our folks to do, is to do some I declare and it is done type statements. So as you're doing your reflections, right, of what all you're thankful for, I think the next step is around doing those declarations. I declare I am and so it is done. And with that, while you're doing that, allowing yourself to dream big, to help you start to think about how you get unstuck. Because if you're reviewing what you already did, and then you're dreaming big about what you can with no limits, because our God doesn't place limits on this. We place limits on this, right? Then you're able to start to go into the next thing and focus on those couple of things. You know, we always say we got to conquer the world. And I'm bad at that. Okay. I'm a multitasker from here to everywhere, right? But, you know, we have to limit ourselves, right? And focus on a couple of things as we're planning and figuring out our strategies. I'm a big strategy person. It's part of my background. But if you think about it, when you have your phone and stuff, and you get too many apps where you're doing all that searching and browsing and all that kind of stuff, or you're on your computer and you're working multiple screens, what happens? It starts to slow down after a while, right? Because we're trying to do too much. And sometimes doing too much, all that multitasking, is what starts to get us in that quiet quitting zone, that getting stuck zone, because then we start getting overwhelmed. And so I think we have to limit ourselves. And then one key thing I think is, I think I heard a little bit about it, but I just say it is giving ourselves slaying grace and slaying time out. I mean, because how many times do we do that for everybody else? Hey, I'm late. Can you give me another week? Which we know good and well will push all our stuff back another week. How many times do we do that for others, but we don't stop and do it for ourselves? So when we're trying to get unstuck, remembering, I think someone mentioned, you know, saying no is okay. It's a full sentence. No is a full sentence, right? So same thing with giving ourselves grace. That is okay. And knowing that that doesn't slow us, it doesn't deter us from getting to where we need to, but it can help us move out of that quiet quitting zone or being unstuck. And I guess the last thing is around taking inventory. Again, I'm very business minded. So, you know, I think if we stop like we do at businesses and take inventory and look at how do we declutter our sleigh, because, you know, just with inventory, we get backlog. We keep stuff on our shelves that we should have already gotten rid of or moved to the front, right? But we didn't take time to do it. So I think at least once a year, twice a year, just like they do in businesses, we need to declutter and look at inventory. What can we get rid of that may be helping us be stuck, or move to the front that we need to go ahead and just knock it out of the way?
Love those nuggets. Love those nuggets. I'm gonna have to move on because